Today I'm going to talk about, welcome gentlemen, I will be talking about boosting the client side even more with handlebars. And the agenda today, I'll be going over the handlebars, but before, I'll be talking about the concepts underlying it. So just showing you guys. So we'll be doing after that, I'll be doing the overview of the handlebars, the syntax helpers, custom helpers, and the prerequisites. Actually, just need not much. You just need to know JavaScript and HTML. Not much requirement. All right. So here, like a common situation that on the traditional way that you have on the server side, the fixed server approach, we usually may have a web application doing a lot of things, and then this situation can happen like you have a site which has an old code, server based, and it ends up with a very big spaghetti code, a very big chunk of JavaScript code, and everything will disappear to refresh. And if you want to change something on the code, like you don't know what is going to break, so you're always afraid of any side effects. And one thing that we will be doing here, so we'll be going over here on how to make this thing sleek or perform better, is through client-side templating. What is client-side templating basically? Should be basically it's essentially just rendering and generating HTML in the browser, nothing more than that. And but you cannot use client-side templating engine on its own. You need a framework engine to use it alongside. So you can use it with the frameworks such as Backbone or Ember. There are another multitude of them. There's a lot of options. And this concept, like when you have you have the templates and the client-side frameworks. They came to go to form the C client. The C client, like basically the concept of C client is just a computer, like in a client-server architecture, that typically provides rich functionality independent of the central server. All right, so let me just make it simpler. You're basically just removing some requirements from your server and delegating to the client. So that's the basic concept of C client. And the basic concept, this is a basic flow. We have the server sends to the client the application, the templates, and the application on the browsers will initialize the view. After that, as the user interacts with your page, the JSON will be sent from the server, and the application code will apply this data to your template, and then update the view. And why are we talking about C clients here? Because we have problems with fixed servers. And basically, the problems with fixed servers we have here, that it may be overkill. It may do a lot of things extra that sometimes you don't need to manage. Like that's like you're doing like a lot of things extra, so you can end up with a gigantic piece of software which just implements the same application and just to display a couple of HTML pages. So you gotta take care of this. And then you can also have an overhead of content management system to deal with everything that the client and the server interacts. So, and also the other thing that the server, right nowadays we have a lot of power in the browser, right? So, and the server side doesn't take it on its own advantage. So you gotta use it. You can do things better. You can use this on our own advantage. So, and there are some benefits with that. When you do this on the client side, the first one should be the infrastructure. That the infrastructure requires less infrastructure on the client. That's why should be that. It's because as I told before, we are just removing some requirements from the server, right? And if you are building a thick client application, you just need to go and upload a few files and on a server, some assets, some static assets, and then you just work. It'll be easier to make things better, and it'll be lighter for the server as well. Also, like if you have, as I told, if you have your application code on one hand, and you have your data on the other hand, combining them can be expensive. So if you do everything for a lot of requests on the server side, you're really pushing it, So you don't face this on the client. And other benefit we have is the caching. Caching is because, as I told you, like we're just serving static assets, so you can easily cache application code, cache your templates, and cache your data, and it'll be way easier to make things better on the browser. So, also caching, like, have you guys ever used a site that it crumbles when you use, like, you open it and then just like some pieces starts to display after others? When it happens, caching is like a very good friend of you. There are other benefits. Thick servers works under non-optimal user experience. Why they work on non-optimal user experience? Basically, response times. There's like one guy, he's called Jacob Nielsen. Have you guys ever heard about Jacob Nielsen? Right. He basically made a research, and he studied how your brain interacts how your brain actually works when it interacts with something. So, if it takes, for example, let me actually pass here. If it takes actually about up to 100 milliseconds when you're interacting with something on the page, you feel that you're directly changing it. So you feel that you have an instantaneous feeling, And if it takes about 1 second, the user starts to feel like there's some delay. It doesn't flow well, so it's like kind of sticky, and if it takes about 10 seconds, or around 10 seconds, you're going to be, what I'm doing with my life, so what I'm doing with this website. So that's on the stick server. We have this a lot. Sometimes we have our client making a request to go all over the world just to ask, is it okay for me to do that? And then the server responds back, oh yeah, it's okay. And if you account for this round trip time, it will be already gone past this 100 millisecond threshold. So it will be already gone past the instantaneous. So this kind of situation is leveraged on the C client. Right, but we even have even more upsides. And one upside that we avoid page reloads. We are basically, as I just said, you don't need to, when the user requests, you can just update the view locally and don't need to do an entire page reload. We also avoid inefficient architecture. As I showed on the first slide, like that situation where you have a big system with a lot of overhead, content management system, and you're avoiding this kind of situation on the client side. You're breaking down your JavaScript code into a MVC-like pattern, So it's way more efficient to manage and to work on it. And also, this is a very big upside. Like we have better separation of concerns. So this is a very important, which just makes our life easier for everybody. And we also avoid code coupling between server and client, as we are reducing the amount of hand-holding. You don't need the client to be asking every time for the servers to request to get any assets or something. We also avoid ugly client-side code. Basically, as I just explained that before. And there's a very nice sentence which is good architecture allows future features. And the man who said that, he's a very smart man. He is one of the main contributors for Handlebars. All right. And Rails. And also we have even more benefits for the client side. You also on the client side now I'm just talking about client side, not just of everything of the clients. The client side benefits we have. We avoid HTML generation in the middle of the JavaScript code, which is a very nice thing. So it makes things more readable and maintainable, usable, and also you have better decoupling to the server. Right, so finally, Handlebars. So as I said, the first concept here, it's logicless. It's a logicless templating language, which means that it doesn't allow you to keep complex logic on your templates. So it's very nice because if you open your template, you can almost have an instant idea of what's going on, So it keeps everything simple. It's a very nice plus on Handlebars. It's a superset of Mustache. It's very powerful and extensible, and fast. Not the fastest ones, but it has some good performance when it's pre-compiled. But I'll reach there later. So the definition of Handlebars is basically a client-side templating engine for JavaScript. And Handlebars has a compiler which is built with JavaScript, and it takes the template and it compiles it which generates a function, a JavaScript function. I have put a graph here, and you see you just have your template going to the Handlebars, the compiler, and you compile this template. This template is basically a HTML code, and then you compile it, and you generate a JavaScript function. And when you have this function, you just call and bind your context, your JSON, or your data to it, and then the output of this combination will be your HTML that you put in a view. So when to use it? Well, there's a lot of situations that is very nice if you can really make use of this client-side Handlebars templating language. When your software frequently updates the view, it's one case that you should use. Like if this update is either due to data change on the server or on the client. If you have multiple parts on your stack and they are requiring the same data to work, so this is another situation that you should use Handlebars. Also, when your application requires a lot of interactivity and requires responsiveness, so you like you really need something on demand on real time, so that's also another thing that you should use, handlebars. And also, when you have a single page application with multiple views, that's also another reason. And keep your JavaScript out of keep your HTML out of the JavaScript code. Keep them separated. So, and why are you talking about handlebars? Basically, handlebars is a most advanced, feature-rich, popular, and among all of the JavaScript templates, among mustache, underscore, EGS, dust, and etc. It has the most active community, so it's a very nice thing because you're using handlebars, and then if you have like a problem, maybe then you just can Google it, and then you find it easier on the community. It's used on the cutting edge and promising client-side frameworks such as Meteor and Derby.js and Member.js. These frameworks they're coming like now, and they make use of handlebars template, and also it's very easy to include on Backbone. So I guess we have enough reasons. And so the essentials here. I already said to use handlebars, you just have to you have to include the link of the template, handlebars template, and on the head block of head block of your HTML page, and like just do with any other JavaScript file. The next essential that we should talk about here is the expressions, because the expressions basically it makes the HTML be dynamic, So a simple expression should be between curly braces. So just put anything there, and then like if you have in case of a block of expression, you have like a HTML, and then inside of this HTML you have this expression, the expression. So that's what makes your HTML be dynamic, It's pretty simple. Next thing we have here is the script text. So handlebars templates, like you embed this script text as I said. You declare your template, right? So when you declare your template HTML code, you have to surround it with a script text with the ID. Let me actually show here. It's easier. So I have my handlebar template here. I'm just wrapping up with the script tag, and you have to inform the ID of the template and the type. This type text/x handlebar template is just a convention, but so you gotta use this. There's other ways also to include your template files. Basically, if you don't want them to be inside the script tags, you just need to put them on a different file, like a separate file. So that for a bigger project, it's like a must. But I'm just covering the essentials so far. So next here is the context. So the context is basically the data that you're passing to the template, right? So to make the dynamic binding. Yeah, as I said here. So this is an example. You have like the context here. I'm just defining like an array, and you have like some. If you can see, like it can be anything. Like it can be a JavaScript object, it can be a JavaScript array, it can be a string, or a combination of those. So it's very flexible, and also you can pass this data here to this array, so this data to the template, and to make this binding dynamically. So far, just covering the essentials. So I'll show you guys later. And the final essential have here the compile function that in order to have a template, in order to use a compiler, you need to call this function here. First, you need to compile the JavaScript, and then it will generate for you a JavaScript function, right? Sorry, you first compile the template, and then you will generate the JavaScript function. Thanks. And after that, we will be able to invoke the compile function with your data. So this is like just an example here. I have the template, and I'm calling the template is actually this guy here, template script, which is defined on the HTML. And I'm just calling handlebars.compile. This will take what it will do. It will take your HTML from the script tag and generate a JavaScript function. And this JavaScript function will be placed on this template variable. And after that, so we have our function ready. So we just need now on our view, on the backbone view or on our application. So guys, so I'm gonna explain a little about, I have made a non-handlebars project, and just to show you guys like the real difference between when you don't use and when you use handlebars. So basically, because as I told you, if you just use the JavaScript straight, don't make any use of the templating language, it'll be faster for you, but it actually you'll be not very readable code. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm exactly talking about. Here's the HTML file for this. It's a very, very simple example. I just have this URL element on the body, nothing more. And the JavaScript file that I have here, so insert data on that HTML. I have, you guys can see that I use string concatenation to build it. So actually, that's actually very ugly. You know, if your code starts to grow a lot, you won't be able to manage this code. You got not readable. It'll be very tough to manage and to give further maintenance. So here's the handlebars version. You guys are gonna see the difference. So it's very, very, very different. You just have here the template, right? The handlebars template, which will dynamically bind to data from the context that you are passing on. So here I'm calling this template, right? And I'm storing this template on the template script variable. After that I will just need to compile it. So to transform the HTML into the JavaScript. So, and once it is done, you just need to call the template JavaScript with the context that you have in hand. So this can be, I just put here like choose data, but it can be your JSON response that you got from the API that you have, or any other stuff. And that's actually very, very different. If you guys still think that this is going to still better than a handlebars version, we can meet outside. All right, so let me go over now. Handlebars syntax. So actually, I think we just need to have these are the syntax here. We have blocks, and we have also the paths, the paths, and we have the partials. I'll be talking about this a little later in the helpers. But I think I'll just show you guys one thing here I have to make it easier. So I'm just going to show, because I made this is like the actual handlebars. These are actual handlebars site, the official site. Here you're gonna have a lot of requirements here that you can get all the details that you wanna refer to here. I'll be talking about them, but to make things like more dynamic, I'll show you guys an example here, which is better. Actually, sorry. All right. So here I have like an example here. I have just like a template, simple template with the author property and tweet. And I just made a simple here data, and I just have this just to show you guys how it will be actually working. Let me actually. Yeah. So here, you guys can see that I'm how I can fetch this template. I just do like a hash, and then I use the query to fetch from the ID, and after that I just compile. And if you actually there's nothing actually here, so let me just put like this. I have stored this function right on the compile template. If I go here and do like just show you guys that if I do a body.append, you'll be just to show you guys here. So I have I have this compiled template, and then I will call the compiled template with the data. So that's this. It will be like this is where we're gonna have the dynamic binding. We're using handlebars. So I compile and then render to the HTML. And here I just append to the body. So it's like a very simple example, but if you guys can see like this tweet is being printed out with the strong, but actually it's not the default. If I remove, because I'm using here the 3 curly braces, if I remove just 2, you guys wanna see that it actually scales the value. So just want to reload. So it's actually scaling the value, and that's the default way. But when you include a variable inside the double curly braces, this is the default value, which is basically it's like a protection from handlebars that prevents from SQL injection. And just like a simple, let me just make a, if you guys wanna pass, let me just make an array here. I wanna pass not just one person. I wanna pass one more. I just making things here. All right. So now I have like I'm just changing here to GP. Now I'm passing two people here. I have a data with 2 people, and basically, if I try to run again, you not work. Why? Because I'm trying to. If you guys will notice, I'm trying to bind an author property on the template to an array, but there's no such property here. So the easiest way to work around this is if you filter through the items on the array. So for that, I'm just gonna say here that going to use the each each is a helper. I'll be just going over this later. But this each here basically just iterate over the items on the array. So you just need to, it's inside curly braces too. You just have to put a bound and then pass the parameter alpha, and that should do actually. And if you
the name of the array is
yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm just passing the data here. Sorry. You can also, instead of because I'm just passing the data, but I need to reference as object this, or this will make these things. So I will reference to this will be the current scope. So this is actually the feature that we have on Handlebars. This actually refers to the current scope on the template, on the context that you're passing to the template. So that's like a just simple example. I'll not be going over here everything, but I encourage you guys to take a better look on the website, handlebars.js, and just let me go back here to the presentation. All right. So I think I've basically show you guys how the flow is, and basically I'm just going over this handlebar blocks, and I think I showed you guys, so it was an example. Just going fast here to not take too much time. Here, the handlebar paths, where you make the property lookup. So if you have an object, and then if you objects inside an object, so I have an object called, with a name property, which contains another object. So if you want to make a reference to this property inside the object, you just need to use paths. So that's how you use. Just like put the name, the property, and then dot. And it's actually very simple. The second, also another nice thing to have on Handlebars is partials. The partials is basically allows you to reuse one template inside another. So that's a very nice thing. It keeps your code concise, and you can reuse things better. And here is very simple. You just need to, if you have a template, you just need to include with this sign here, and then put the partial name, the template name, and the helpers. The helpers actually, they provide the flexibility to the Handlebars language. So you can, I have shown you guys the each, but if you guys wanna make it or your own logic, you can use helpers to do that for you. So if you guys want to, for example, I'm passing the alpha, right? So if you have the alpha, it's like a big string with first with a name, last name, age, a lot of properties. You can use a helper if you just want to do this in one line to display everything for you. And the beauty, this is like a custom helper I'm talking about, but the built-in helpers I've shown you. So each is the one that filters through the items that you have on the context. The if, also the if, it should actually just go over here. If, else, and unless. These are basic things we have on the Handlebars language. I just went over the each, so let me go over here. And I went over already on the this keyword. So I'm just passing some slides here. So the if logic here, I have a very simple condition. If you have, instead of the each that I showed you guys, if you put the if, and then I put a Boolean value. It will print this Boolean value with just if the value is true. Otherwise, it won't. So actually, it's pretty simple. But see, like here, I have an example. And one thing is important to note that this user.length here should be just like a variable, and you not do complex things, like you don't check if it's a big string or if it's a value is bigger than other. You just check if it exists or not. Very simple. So as I said, it's a logical thing, so that's why it needs to keep your complex logic out of the HTML, out of your templates. And custom helpers, as I talked about. I'm just going over here. That example that I have made, if you want to just print the full name of the author, if you have like the author property, as I told you, author property with a lot of variables inside, you can just make a helper, and the output should be something like the full name of the author. Check noise. And the usage, how should declare an author? You should use a handlebars register helper. So basically, this thing here you should use before you call the compile function, before you compile your template. So you define this register helper, and then you need to, first thing you have to define is the name, and after just define the function that will be as a callback. So I think actually that was all for this warm-up of Handlebars. And there are some conclusions we have here, like stick clients are not a web trend to be ignored, and client-side templating is a great web solution that is really worth to try, as I pointed you guys before. And Handlebars is like very powerful and great tool for using Diver for this purpose. So basically that I have some learn more. I have shown you guys actually the Handlebars.js official site, but there's like this blog is very nice. He explains a lot of things also from Handlebars. And this website, I've shown you the Fiddle, but this website has if you want to try your templates there, Handlebar template, it also makes it used for you even easier. So if you guys don't have access to, if you want to try to test something, like on the fly, it is also a very nice approach. And the assignment that I want you guys to do, just basically refactor the multiple quiz that was given from these guys, and using Handlebars. So I just think that there are some considerations to do. You have to use an abuse of the Handlebars expressions, and make sure you use the following. Just try to make a property lookup twice. Try to use a sub-template, the partials. Try to use built-in helpers, help each, if, and else, and then. And try to make a custom helper too. And if you guys want to go even further, there's like a way to pre-compile your templates to make things easier on the client side. So it makes your client to deal with less things. And actually, that's a very nice thing. If you guys want to try this, I can help you guys. So just count on me if you have any help on this. And there's also another thing on the Handlebars parent path, which I showed you guys the path, right, where you have make a lookup for a property inside of object. But there's also another flexibility on Handlebars. You can look up on the scope above. So that's a very nice thing on Handlebars. If you guys want to also digging that, you can also come to me and we can talk. And actually that's it.